Priyanandaji,
Yes.
I hear people use the word karma. What do they mean by that?
Well, what they mean is not what it means. That's the first point. Unfortunately, many people, because of Western tradition, feels that the word karma is a law of retribution. And it's not. It's really, if a person sits down on the piano and starts playing or tinkering with it, in time they will become a musician. Okay? Karma is the law of causation. And so it's really not a law of punishment, it's a law of cause and effect. And I think in the simplest language, what it means, Tom, is that what you do becomes part of your cellular memory. You know, what you think becomes part of your cellular memory. And in times it becomes part of your astral body, which you pick up the next time around, if I can jump forward.
So when bad things happen to good people, it's their fault.
No, nobody's fault. There are no good people. This is the world of imperfection, Tom. It's the world of imperfection. It's a good point. When so-called bad things happen to people, you know, example happened last week when someone said they got a divorce and they were very upset and everything. That was a year or two ago. And then the woman said to me, you know, it was a terrible thing to go through, but I realized, quote, I was sick. And now I'm healthy, I'm well, and I'm happy and have a new baby. So sometimes people have a short view, and they need to have a longer view. The karma, using a bad word, is to teach us more about ourselves and our universe. There's really only three things: the person, the universe they're in, and their inner reaction. And people get into a dead zone. They don't communicate. And so the difficult things, life says, hey, don't do that. And we don't hear it. Life says, hey, don't do that. And they don't hear it. And then finally says, hey, life, don't do that. And then the disaster comes in. It's not because we're bad people using your word or good people. It's that we didn't hear the symbolic messages being told us. And so we're not hearing. And life, like mother-in-law, keeps raising the volume a little bit until we, quote, bad expression, we learn the lesson. The lesson we is to learn is to listen to life.
So karma is life trying to get our attention.
Life trying to get our attention so we can understand that we're not listening, we're doing too much talking.
Now, you mentioned cause and effect.
Yes.
So would you say that karma is similar to like a law of physics?
It is in the sense of cause and effect. The difference really is that in physics they have this idea of entropy, that all the energy is going down, 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 and at some point everything will stop being. And the law of karma does not have a time dimension. And so we lose our, we're not the body, nitty nitty, we're not the body dies, we don't die. We bury the body, we move to a subtler plane called the astral plane, okay? But we pick up the memory track and the habits, the proclivities, they're called samskaras. So when we're born into the world, we're not innocent. And you know, we have this whole memory track, couple 100,000 lifetimes, and these are proclivities, and the point is, it's habit, using a Western word. And the problem is that what worked when we were a child, what worked in the last lifetime does not work now. And that's what I mean when I say we're here to learn how to adjust to the new world. You know, the body is 82 years old, and what worked in the 30s isn't working now, you know, in terms of social relationships and so forth.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I have friends, I have terrible karma. I have friends that have terrible karma.
They don't have terrible karma. They have challenges, and I'm not trying to be difficult. They have challenges, and it's because they're not listening to their own inner soul.
Wow.
Yeah, I apologize.
Wow.
It's Eastern thought, and I have lived in this world in a long time, and we're still living with our childhood memories, like the kid or the child who throws a tantrum and gets away with it. You know, mama gives them what he wants, and they grow up, they get married, and they throw the tantrum, and they get a divorce. They have not learned, forgive the harshness, the lesson. I wish there was a better word to use.
So karma is the product of our past actions.
That is correct.
And
it increases as we do not hear it.
And the purpose is
to learn, to listen to yourself and to the universe you're in. You know, for example, there's this world, yourself, and inner reaction, okay? You go to sleep, there's still you, the inner universe, the dream world, and inner reaction. You go to the deep meditation in the astral plane, there's still these three things. There's you, the astral world, and the communication. We're here to learn, not just to communicate with life, but to let life communicate with us. You know, the other day I usually go to bed around 3:30 or so, and I was writing some discourses, and I went to heat up some soup to kind of warm up the body. Got a little chilly in Chicago. And it was a little difficult in Chicago, and turned off the thing, and I put the soup in a cup, and I was drinking, and seriously lost in great philosophical thought, and I put my hand on the hot plate.
Wow.
And the answer is, whoo! I didn't have to do anything, the body did it. My unawareness caused me the problem. I didn't do a sin, I wasn't a bad guy, I was unaware. And so I'm now aware of hot plate. A stove, I guess you call it in English, I'm sorry.
So karma is not God punishing us.
Absolutely not, and not ourselves putting us, nor anybody else. If I can, the first principle of spirituality is simply to recognize that absolutely everybody that comes into our life is there to enlighten us.
You see, I don't buy that.
All right, I'll change it into Western terms. They're here to irritate the hell out of us.
There you go.
But they're not. They haven't irritated us. We have irritated ourselves. Mm-hmm. You're expecting human beings to be other than human beings, Tom, respectfully. Don't let them bother you. Pay attention, adjust, adapt, acclimatize, but don't be irritated by them.
Easier said than done.
Absolutely. It only taken me 82 years, and I'm still working on it.
What can we do to make our karma better?
Serve people. Help people how they need help when they need help, not to help people as we think they want it or should have it when we want to give it. Be a servant. Serve. Love. Be compassionate. But above all, get wisdom. That's what it's about. It's not about love, you know. My house, my car, my wife, my children, they love these things. That's not love. It's about wisdom. How to respond to your environment and the things in that environment.
Thanks,
Thank you.